So this is how we chose our beautiful egg donor.
So we wanted her to have lovely big eyes. I wanted her to have really thick hair because I've had 2 hair transplants. I wanted her to have a really wide, nice smile and just look like a kind person.
Yeah, and we wanted her to be creative because we love the arts.
Yeah.
So how it works is you join up with an egg donor agency.
What is this, Build-A-Baby? This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com. Get the merch link in the description section. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a first-time purchaser on the Tatum Store, you can get 50% off if you purchase through TikTok. You have to be a first-time purchaser, 50% off. You'll never get 50% off my store. But TikTok is doing a special. Go on to TikTok. We'll put the link in the description section if you're a first-time buyer. Like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live, make a video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a problem with this. This is not Build-A-Baby. They treating this baby like Build-A-Bear. They just go and pick pieces and things here and interview moms and thousands of people, and they just build a baby. It's a fetish. This is not genuine. This is not real. This baby don't deserve to be in a family like this. This is not a baby that's in foster care and somebody's just trying to rescue him. They done created a kid that they can have. Because you know what? Just in case you didn't figure it out, 2 dudes can't have a kid. So they got to manipulate the system, and they don't just do it authentically like the rest of us would. They are literally using women in a transactional way. Y'all, I'll show the clip. They're using women in a transactional way. That means that, hey, you're too fat. Your eyes are not what I want. Your hair is not long enough. You're not tall enough. You're short enough. Your pigmentation. They are literally trafficking. It's almost like trafficking wombs of women. And they do all of this concocted stuff in order to create a fake family. Because they can't, and this is how I feel about it. I don't know if this to be true, but it seems as if they can't love a kid just because it's a kid. Just because it's a natural child that was born with 2 people falling in love. They have to create a kid so that they can love the kid. This is gender, well, not gender, but this is DNA engineering. Now, just imagine if it was, and I wouldn't think that anybody should do this, if people just did babies like that, where they only have surrogates from women who are elite or athletic or something of that nature. It's just not right. It don't sit well with me. And this is child abuse, if you ask me. That baby don't deserve to have to be forced to be into some confusion like this. Listen to the video. You can see they both confused.
Had to have really thick hair because I've had 2 hair transplants. I wanted her to have a really wide, nice
superficial
smile and just look like a kind person.
Yeah, and we wanted her to be creative because we love the arts.
Yeah.
So how it works is you join up with an egg donor agency and you literally go through thousands. That's what Stuart did.
That's what I did. I went through thousands. I shortlisted them, sent them to Francis, and let him decide.
And then I had 3 or 4 in front of me, and then we had a few Zoom calls with the ones that we liked. And then
the first egg donor let us down. Fuming!
So
Second
bad.
egg donor let us down.
Yeah.
Fuming! And then by the 3rd, we literally found her, and I was like, oh.
She's incredible. And when we got on the Zoom call, we were like, be
my
calm,
God,
play
you're
it
so
down,
beautiful.
don't be too keen. And luckily, she said yes. And this is the result. Yeah.
They're going to hell, straight to hell. Gasoline draws, propane, gasoline, atomic bomb draws, whatever you want to call it. I think that they're probably not going to make it. Now, the reason that I say these things is because I think that this is, you know, let me start it from the ground and move forward. I'm going to build the basis of the argument that I'm making, because sometimes I say things, people take a snapshot and they don't understand the full meaning. A person that's a man being attracted to another man isn't necessarily the problem. It's the acceptance, the promotion of that lifestyle, which leads to more degeneracy over time. A man looking at another man and thinking that man is attractive isn't the issue initially. Because you can think a person is attractive, that don't mean you need to sleep with him. But what happens unchecked, unresolved, that person not only is attracted to that man, but begin to do things that are limited or should be limited between a man and a woman. And you know what I'm talking about. And then what is a result of that? broken families, broken homes, inability to procreate, and then also HIV and other transmitted diseases that come along with you going down a one-way street. And then what does that do? That creates other people who are like this. That encourages other people to do this, which furthers the confusion. And then when they run out of people that are like this, they have to try to recreate people like this. They have to groom your kids to be like this, to have the next generation of people that they have access to. It's a slippery slope. And in an isolated situation, the person is like, well, what does it bother you, or what does it affect the world that this man want to be with this man? Generally speaking, that's between you and God. But the acceleration of promoting this creates the question in other people's minds that wouldn't necessarily exist. And it creates a lifestyle, a culture that is debaucherous. And I think it's absolutely abhorrent for you to try to build a kid by shaming, extracting certain people that have certain features and attitudes and personality. This is shameful what you're doing to these children. And this relationship creates this because they cannot have children. So they have to go through this nefarious means, create a nefarious market for this stuff. That's all I'm saying, man. I can care less two dudes want to be together. But over time, it really degrades society. It really does. That's my opinion. You don't have to share that opinion. And I'm not advocating to go hurt nobody. It's just my opinion about this. I would never see these dudes in my life, and I would never say anything to them. We would never cross paths. And if we do, who cares? I would never talk to these guys. But I think this is a big problem. This is a big problem. These children become commodities. The superficial idea of a baby. And the reason why this is the way it is because men and women are very different. These dudes can be flamboyant and humping each other all they want, but they're still men at the end of the day, and they lack the ability to love and appreciate in an unconditional way like women would. They lack that. Even women that don't give birth to children can still breastfeed children. It's something about a woman being around a newborn. Women can begin to lactate. Back in the days during slavery, that's what they used to do. They used to have a black woman come in and nurse the kids. It wasn't her baby. She used to nurse the white kids when they were, the house Negro. And the human body, the female body, is geared to nurture children. Men are not made that way. And so these men are creating a child to love them based on superficial premises. You want them to be cute, but what if they were ugly? Would you accept it? I don't think that they would. Like this guy's talking about his hair because he had to get hair implants. This is superficial things. And two men superficially recreating a child for what? To post on social media to make everybody think they're a complete and whole family? But do you really love the child? And are you capable of giving that child the best environment possible? And I would argue that they can't. I would argue two dudes can't raise a kid together. Just like a single mother can't raise a kid, a single father is not as good for the kid. It takes a mother and a father. It takes a masculine and a feminine. Two feminine ain't gonna do nothing for a kid. I'll say this. How's this kid gonna have a shot at a normal life? How are you gonna explain, I have two daddies? Well, when they teach anatomy, there's gonna have to be a conversation at how you were born. And they're gonna have to say, look, you don't know who your mom is, and you never will. All the other kids have a mommy. You don't have a mommy. You do, but we took you from your mommy to never see her and never hear from her again. That's not good for a child. They're gonna find out that one day a woman gave birth to them, and that you guys weren't a part of that. And why can't this child have access to the person that gave birth to her? It's creating this psychological conundrum that these kids are going to suffer from when they get older. There's no way a kid is going to look at these two things and think that's normal, especially if the kid is straight, right? If the kid is born straight, they may find a problem with this. Then they got to live with y'all stuff. You're going to take them to the prom. You got 2 daddies. You may not even like that, but you're forced to endure that by choice, not by circumstance, by choice. They chose to do this. Anyway, like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all in the next one.